You're excused.
Hey, great Saturday evening, guys. Hey, yeah, made it right on time. It has been a crazy, crazy day. Uh, crazy week, actually, that we're about to finish off. Uh, is my voice okay? Somewhat good. It's been crazy. And I apologize 5 times. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything situated. And evening, Joe. How's it going?
How are you?
Nina, 5 times. It's been a crazy, crazy day. Crazy week. Uh, what a way to end the week. Uh, we have been very active and campaigning, and my voice is still fading away, but hopefully it'll come back. Ivan, buenas. And hello, Linda Castro. She sounds familiar. Jessica Lynn, good morning. Thank you so much. I am really not well. Um, Thank you so much for coming out and helping us out. Really, it was too much. Awesome. Thank you. God bless. Good evening, Kat. Hello, Ivan. Hey, Frankie, did y'all bring my megaphone?
I think my mom has it.
Huh?
It was there. It was there. She should have it.
Who does?
My mom.
Okay. Good evening. Sorry, it was I borrowed a megaphone and I had to leave, and I'm sure Linda kept it. Right, Linda? Yeah. Good evening, Michelle. No, I need it. Please don't forget that. Dora. Good evening, guys. Let's say hello. Good evening. Onta la policía. We'll talk about that. Coach, we missed you today. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I had to watch my nephew play basketball, and I had to watch Notre Dame play.
How's your voice today? Drink some water, tea. I plan to have some type of hot teas tonight. Sergio, oh my man, how's it going? Hola, señores y joven Frankie. What happened 5 times with the cops? We'll talk about it today, I'm sure. There's a lot to talk about. Rosalva, good evening. David is having fun with it. David, leave it alone. Buenas noches, caballeros. Enhorabuena por la intensa actividad electoral. Gracias. Erasmo, el ganador. Gracias, Vladi. Bendiciones, papá. Hey, guys. Hey, Ruth. Erasmo, ganador. Good evening, gentlemen. Saludos al El Fiel. Good evening, Jane. Guys, it has been an interesting week. Tonight, we have Coach Joe Rodriguez with us. How you doing, Coach?
Fine. Erasmo, I wish you'd give me a few minutes. Tell me when I can speak about my platform and clear out some issues.
Sure.
I want to start by, can I go now?
Yeah.
I want to start by saying that as a former board member, I've been vetted more than anybody, any other board member, and maybe all of them put together. And I've never been complicit in wrongdoing. It's very cowardly of people to put on the blogs false things about myself, because it hurts a lot of other people. You can't hurt me, but my family and stuff. And that's a cowardly way. And I call that, I'll repeat again, a cowardly way of acting. I've been, been vetted more than anybody else. I've done things for the district that didn't think they were possible in doing, but they've been done. My platform consists of the safety of all students and all employees. That covers a lot. I want to lower taxes because we've lost over 4,000 students, which if you could say 4,000 students, maybe 3 high schools, it means 3 high schools. It could mean as many as maybe 5 middle schools. It could mean as many as 10 elementary schools. That's how much money we've lost. We've lost $5,600 per student at 1,000 students, and multiply that by 4, and it comes to nearly $25 million. That's a lot of money, okay? Again, my other part of the platform, two other things real quick, is to finish a fine arts program. We're the only school in the valley of our level, of our size, which at one time was the 13th largest in the state, and now with the loss of students is now about the 22nd largest in the state. But we here in the valley are excellent and probably state renowned for our fine arts program, and we need to supply those kids an outlet for them to show off their wares. And the fourth item is to respect the dignity of the board. I mean, our board has really gone down. The integrity of the board is being challenged, and we at one time when I left the board in 2018, we were being nominated as the fifth, one of the five best boards in the state of Texas, and now we've become the laughing stock of all the happenings. And again, I repeat, the cowardly way of vetting somebody, of using the blogs to vet somebody, and I challenge anyone, and I'll back up my statement in any way. Thank you very much for giving me the time and the privilege of being on your show.
Well, thank you, Coach. It's always good to have you. It's always good to have your insight. Frankie, how you doing today, Frankie?
Good evening, Coach. Good evening, Erasmo. Hello, world. Day 5 in the books for early voting. It's never a dull day in Brownsville. Brownsville politics had a great turnout. Great response once again from our community. A few little bumps in the road, but like anything in life, you just gotta move. Keep on going with the punches. Individuals will be have been jealous of the response we've been getting from our community, and they will stoop to any means to try and deter us, to try and make us, just look bad for whatever reason, but it's not working. We've been at it since Tuesday. Everything has gone, as smooth as possible. We did have a few incidents today, but nothing's going to deter us from reaching our goals. I'm excited to run a campaign with individuals that are determined and that are focused on the prize, and ultimately that is to serve our citizens of Brownsville, our community here in Brownsville. So all in all, Erasmo, this is my first experience as a candidate, and I expect worse. To be honest with you, I think this is going to get worse because the opponents are going to get desperate. They are going to try and do everything possible to call us names, to make us, for whatever reason, move back on the sidewalk, thinking that that's going to deter our community from coming out, honking, throwing up the thumb signs, and voting for us. But then again, this politics. I love the feeling. I love the rush. So I'm only expecting it to get worse, and I'm ready for anything that comes our way.
It has been an interesting couple of days and interesting election. I will say a lot of people know what we're referring to. I have made mention in regards to some posts already, and other individuals have also posted as well. Look, one of the things that a lot of these people don't understand out there, guys, is that we have people who are volunteers. People who have volunteered to come on, and these people are people from the community. They're staff members. They're friends. My sister is out there, but no other family member of mine is out there. And I want to make that very clear. The only family member that Frankie and I have out there is my sister. That's it, guys. So when you see us surrounded out there by a group of 10, 12 people, you're talking about people who have opted to volunteer their services to the campaign. And they do it because they believe in the campaign. They do it because they believe in the candidates that they're supporting in In the case of AOBE, they believed in the candidates that they endorsed. So be it. Guys, and for the individuals that are out there that have become very, very petty, I applaud the people that come out and help you all. One or two people, I applaud them. And I don't know the circumstances or the relationship that exists between individuals out there and the individuals that they're supporting. And I don't play the game in regards to trying to find out, except, there are some people out there that are politiqueras. They are politiqueras. And that's, I mean, to, um, if you opt to hire a politiquera, that's your business. You know, that's your prerogative. But you cannot compare individuals that are out there who are volunteering, guys, volunteering their time away from their families to be out there to support a campaign. That's what makes the difference. And I'm going to show you a video to prove to you that individuals that are going out there, they're paying people to stand out there holding their signs and wearing their t-shirts. I am not. I am not. So what I'm trying to get at is, guys, is that to the other candidates who have been very, very petty, and candidates like Adela Garza, uh, Little Eddie, uh, Denise Garza, and I'm not even going to say my opponent. I don't think it was my opponent. It was coming from Denise Garza people, and from Little Eddie, and from Adela Garza. Look, I know that there's a lot of desperation in regards to you're not getting the traction that you thought you would be getting just because you're Adela Garza, you're Little Eddie, and I still don't know who Denise Garza is. But with that said, y'all probably thought that you were going to get a little bit more traction. Guys, the traction that we get out there at the election site is because of the people that are behind the campaign. It's that simple, folks. So when Adela Garza, Little Eddie, and Denise Garza's people go out there and Minerva Peña's people and go out there and file police reports, it's just very lame. It is very childish. Because let me tell you something, guys. Today, police officers went by at least 5 times. At least 5 times. They got out of their vehicles, I would say four of those times. And you know for what? For nothing. So it's to the point that Minerva's the queen of this. Minerva's the queen of this, of filing false police reports. One of Minerva's dogs, Berta Guerra, one of Minerva Peña's dogs, Berta Guerra, Guerra, goes out there and files a report that I was harassing her. She's a piece of crap. And Berta, if you're hearing this, you're a piece of crap because you know it's not true. You came to us where we were standing. You came to us. And Berta, I have the video where after you filed your stupid false police incident report, which the police officer listened to, but knew that there was nothing to it. He told me, we know it's political, Erasmo. We know it's political. We just letting you know that's what she did. I have the video right afterwards. You come and you stand right next to me because you're trying to do what little Eddie does, tries to intimidate, tries to get a reaction out of us. And let me tell you, we're not biting. We're not biting because we don't care that much about you, Minerva Peña, or your dog, Berta Guerra. We don't care about you. I mean, goodness gracious, Minerva Peña hasn't showed her ugly mug to save her life. And today she decides to send her dog, Berta Guerra, a nothing, a no one. Oh, but calling on her phone, police report after police report after police report. They filed a police report, and this was little Eddie and probably his sister and Adela filed a police report that I was on my scooter. Oh, they called in. Erasmo was on his scooter. That's how petty they are. Police officer told me, well, sir, they filed 3 police reports that you were on your scooter. And when they called, we told them, and I was on my scooter on the bike lane. There was nothing to it. But going back into having 5 police cars out there, guys, do these people think that our police officers have nothing better to do in the city of Brownsville? Do they think that they have police officers have extra officers and extra time in order for them to be calling and calling and calling and calling? They're on the sidewalk. They're on the sidewalk. They're on the sidewalk. That was their complaint. Where we have videos and pictures of them being on the sidewalk. Do you think that we called police reports on them for being on the sidewalk? No. You know why we didn't? Because that would be petty. It would be stupid. And part of the problem is, guys, that they don't realize that the police officers, they work on our resources. They work on our resources, on our dimes. So every time we file a false police call report, we're really extracting from our own paid officers. They're yours. Stupid. And again, Minerva Peña is the most pitiful, stupid, idiotic individual that has ever been elected into office in the city. And that is part of the problem why there is such a mess right now, because of her stupidity, because she has not 2 brain cells to her name. Guys, stop playing games. And you know what? It'd be one thing if we, the candidates, were saying it, but the people who were volunteering, they saw it. They know what I'm talking about. They witnessed it. They experienced it. And now they understand. They understand how the game is played. And they understand how petty little Eddie, Minerva, and Denise Garza really are. They know. Get this thing. Coach, have you ever had a police report filed against you?
Say again?
Have you ever had a police report filed against you for being out there campaigning?
No. I don't. They got more time than that. I mean, there's been violations that have occurred. I've never reported any or anything, and no, I've never filed. No, you don't do that. I mean, as a matter of fact, I'm going to make an example. Marisa Leal is running for place 6 also, and we took a picture together. Her husband's a great teacher, and her daughter, she's got a beautiful daughter, and there's we're competing and trying to make the best for the school district, even though we're running against each other. I have no animosity against her at all. Whatever, I disagree greatly with the president of the board, which is Minerva Peña, and about the things that are happening in the district. And We're not concentrating on the development of our students, the education of our students. We want to make them the best in the nation, not only the state. We had an A school district when I left in 2018, and they put up $50,000 against me for running a race for an elected position that doesn't even pay a penny, but I guess it was worth the $20,000 given by two doctors, and besides the other funds, and that's okay. I mean, that's all right. They put up two men that each received 4,100 votes. I got 10-1, and Prissy got 11, and that's fine. I mean, I went around my business. I wasn't going to run again. It's very dangerous for me to run, but I owe it to my community because Brownsville is the greatest city in the valley. I'll tell you that right now. Brownsville gave me the opportunity for me to excel, and I've made the most of it ever since I retired from my business. I did have a business, a multi-million-dollar business, and I've been dead broke two times, and I made it back up. And my revenues, I was named the ambassador for the state of Texas for a company. What you look up what an ambassador does. I don't want to take up your time, but it means goodwill. And yes, I did get a salary, but I never sold anything to the district or anything, even though. And again, I've been vetted all the way to Minnesota for the company, and that's fine. I've never had any wrongdoing, and I've never been complicit. I'm disappointed in what's happening right now, and that's one of the purposes I ran. I'm willing to put it all on the line, because I love the kids here from Brownsville. But I love my kids that played for me. They give you your heart. Once you capture your heart, they give you anything you want to. And I love the kids here. I love the parents. I love students. I love Brownsville. I raised up my kids, born and raised here. Great. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain myself and why I'm running.
Let me say that, I saw the picture of Coach and Marisa. But you know what? The people that have been there all week, they've seen the interaction between Vito Cardenas and Argelia Miller. And let me tell you, it is a sight to see. It is awesome to experience because they are laughing it up, sharing food, talking, laughing, everything. And they're competing against each other, guys. Like Coach is competing with Marisa. And you know what? There's no animosity.
No.
There's no hate. There's no name calling. And if there is name calling, it's all fun.
Yes.
It's all fun. Vito comes and says, "Well, I went to the college, and I told the students, I told everyone out there to vote for me because Miss Miller was running against Erasmo Castro." And that's funny. And then Miss Miller said, "Well, I went there and told them the students that Vito was running against Erasmo Castro." But it's all fun and games, guys. And they're running against each other. It's just sad, man. They are very petty people. Very small people. No pun intended, lady. Very small people. Frankie, what's your take?
Again, we've been out there since Tuesday, sun up to sundown, and it's running a campaign once again is very tough. Being out in the sun is very draining, but we've been having a blast. We've been eating all day. We've been staying hydrated all day. We have music. We dance. We've formed a bond, a weird camaraderie. You would have to go through it in order to be able for you to fully understand it. And what I like about our camp is that it's joyful, it's exciting, it's motivating, it's the life of the party. We've been there, Coach. You've been there. We're laughing. We're talking to one another. We're taking pictures. We're hugging. We're looking forward to the next laugh. And that's something that I've never experienced, and I'm so fortunate to be part of this. Compared to the other camps, they're somber. They look and feel deflated. Everybody's honking, and I hate to admit this, but everybody's honking at Erasmo. It's like Erasmo, Erasmo, Erasmo. And when they think that they're waving at them, they're really waving at Erasmo. And that ticks them off. They're kind of like, what the heck? Like, and it is true, we don't pay anybody to come hold our signs. Friends, community members show up. Today, we've had several individuals that come and hold up their signs for 10, 15 minutes. And to us, it means the world because they themselves are committed, are invested in this, in our campaigns. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. Compared to them, they don't have that. They don't have individuals constantly stopping and offering food, offering refreshments, making sure that we need anything. It's the people that are forced to be there. And hey, it is what it is. But don't resort to these tactics. If that is what you want in politics, what's going to happen if, which I don't think is going to happen, but if they win, what do the teachers expect? What does the district expect for them to do the very same thing? Now imagine if they have that power. This retaliation, this is going to go from bad to worse. So again, what do we want out of our district? What do we want out of our community? We want individuals that will resort to these instances. I know our community deserves better. We know we deserve better. But again, that is what we are up against. We have individuals that either feel entitled or are just plain jealous of what we have. And again, it's only going to get worse. I know it is because they are going to get desperate. They're already getting desperate. They do not feel that chemistry. They do not see that reception that we're getting. So I anticipate it to get worse. But again, we've been professional throughout the whole way. We're not going to stoop to their tactics. They want us to react. They want us to say, look. I'm not going to resort to that. I'm so focused on the prize. I want to be your representative for the Brownsville Independent School Board as a trustee for place 2. We are at the 11th hour. Something like this is insignificant to me. You would really have to put my life in danger for me to actually do something. But I just laugh it off. Again, I love it because it really shows that they're starting to feel that they're losing. And it's a great feeling for us because we know everything that we've talked about is coming into fruition. Everything that we have seen and promised our community is coming into fruition. It's only a couple weeks until November the 3rd, guys, Coach Erasmo, and I'm so excited for reality to really set in.
Let me tell you guys. Let me tell you guys this thing. It's just really, really sad, man. It's sad. But again, it's not sad for me because one of the things that my they look bored and tired. One of the things, guys, that these people have not realized about me is that que me vale todo. Nothing sticks, bro. I don't care what they come out with. Patrick is going to come out and pay. Patrick, the imbecile Hammonds, is going to come out and buy another big old page on the Brownsville Herald tomorrow to encourage people to vote for his quasi candidates that he has out there distributing food. That's his call to make, guys. But again, they're using everything that they can. They'll use the Herald. They're using the blogs They're going to start using the mail outs, guys, because they are desperate. Desperate to paint myself, Carlos Elizondo, Frankie, Coach, Marisa, Vito, Miss Miller in a negative light. And let me tell you guys, it's very unfortunate because the people that are out there, they're out there because they want to volunteer their time. Man, we have children out there, guys. Children, small children. Let me tell you something, guys. We have children out there with special needs. And what Minerva, little Eddie, Denise, and Daniela do, they don't take into account that there's children there that have to listen to the bullcrap, that have to listen to Eddie spurt out anger, spurt out threats, that have to listen and see Minerva's perros out there. Perra, just one. Children, man. Children. Children that have to see people pass by with la cara de amargados. Won't even say hi. Just pass by. Hombre, shut up. Honestly, you would think little Eddie would be a fair player because he's a veteran, but he is just a crybaby. Ya me cayó gordo. There's nothing fair about Eddie. He's been given everything all his life. All the positions that he's gotten because of his family. And I appreciate his service to the country. But my gosh, let me tell you, what a dishonor he's made to the different committees and now the board that he has been appointed to. What a disgrace. Erasmo for mayor one day, probably then the city of Brownsville will purchase a DFW building for our veterans. Yes. Let me tell you, I will be running for mayor towards maybe the next 12, 14 years. Si acaso duro? Carlos' wife, Cindy, was so gracious to me for being there holding signs. But truthfully, I'm doing this, my fellow educators and myself. Instead, I'm thankful that Carlos and Erasmo and Frankie are willing to do this to represent us and have our backs. And let me tell you guys, we've had teachers from different schools out there, man. And that takes guts. That takes a lot of guts. We've had parents out there.
Erasmo,
Yes.
can I say
Yes.
some things?
Yes. Oh.
Right now, our nation and ourselves are faced with probably the biggest problem ever encountered in your lifetime and my lifetime. And of course, the most important thing is the safety of our young people, our students, our children, the parents, so they can live a full life like we've lived before, myself being the oldest. And that the integrity of the board is very, very important. Being a board member is the most important thing. The people entrust you with their taxes. It's a $560 million budget that needs to be spent correctly and not on just frivolous things. We need to provide some things, programs that the young people can go out and become. There's some things that have happened here around our area, and we need to develop those kind of programs. The firefighter program that we had in school, we had about 60, 80 kids that graduated from that program. I mean, those are good programs, to develop mechanical development of what is new today. The port is growing, everything is growing. And the people, here's an idea, and bring out ideas. Here's an idea. I'm going to challenge people. The idea of having to pay 20% if you can't pay your taxes. It used to be 12%. It used to be 15%, 20%. They don't pay their taxes because they can't. And we're faced with things. Cutting down the meals that were given out. We used to give anywhere from 80 to 100,000 meals a day to our kids, because some kids go to bed hungry. They don't have places to eat. We're in a dangerous world right now because of the economy, because of what's happening in our nation. And we need to save this. We need to be the big part and the leaders. Being a trustee is just an imaginable honor to be a trustee, for the people to entrust their kids and their education of their children to you. Thank you very much. I mean, thank you for giving me the honor in the past, and I hope you proceed to give me the honor for me to serve you.
You're muted, Erasmo.
Rookie, guys, let me say, I'm going to say this again. Our people out there are out there because they want to be out there. We don't pay for you to get us. You know, we don't pay people to hold our signs. We don't. Frankie, have you?
No, I had my grandma come out today. My grandma Olivo, muchas gracias, abuela, por estar ahí con nosotros. I tell her to stay home. You know, my tia tells her to stay home. She came out today. I've had friends come out and help me wave the flag out there. But no, you know, this from the very beginning has been grassroots community involvement campaign. And that's the way it should be. You know, we want the community to be part of this great experience, because at the end of the day, we will be serving them. And if they come and take ownership of this board, that's what it's all about. Again, I'm very fortunate that our community has allowed me the privilege to come on every night at 9 p.m. into their homes, on their phones, on their projectors, on their TVs. But it's even more rewarding whenever I see them out there. You know, teachers, we've had a couple teachers come out there and hold up our signs. And they say, you know, give me until I'm out of work and I'll be here. And it's very humbling that they see something that in which they could help and they want to be part of it. I'm not asking them to. I'm not forcing them to. It's coming from their own free will, from their heart, and that's more to me than gold. So no, you know, we don't pay anybody to come hold our signs. On the contrary, people ask us if what is it that they can help out in. So that to me is awesome.
I know they were all single teachers, Frankie.
So, Coach, have you had to pay any time this week? Have you had to pay people to hold up your signs?
I've been running this campaign by myself. You know, my sister gave me $100, and my brother gave me $300. I reported that, and that's it. I mean, you know, there's not too many signs out there of mine. Signs don't vote. It's the people that vote. I promise a commitment that, like I've said, I take this job so important that I've never been late. I've never walked out of a meeting, and I've never been absent of a meeting in 34 years, 15 at South Texas and 19 here in Brownsville. That's how important this job is. It's for the education of the children. Again, it's because I love Brownsville. I love the kids of Brownsville. I love our community. That's the only reason I'm running.
Good job. Well, I was sent a video today, and you know, a lot of people that are out there that have been out there, they know the game, they know what's going on. I received a video transaction being done there at while we were there today, and maybe somebody can explain to me what's going on in this video, because I can't see that well. But maybe someone can explain what's going on, what's transpiring here.
Could you take us off and leave the video?
Oh, what's going on in that video?
I don't know if he's giving him food or he's giving him cash to a politiquero. I'm not sure. I hope it's food.
Frank, you know better. Coach, what does that look like?
Well, I want to thank everybody for being in the audience. I want to thank you, Erasmo, for giving me the opportunity to speak my piece. It's a Poor Boys campaign, uh, you know, and I admire everything that everybody does out there, volunteers out there, and I have no animosity against everybody, but I do have challenge again the bloggers that have really have no fortitude to stand up and tell you to your face anything because you know anyway I don't like that kind of thing, but then that's what keeps good people away from running, because they bring out things that are not true and stuff, and that's okay. I mean, I just feel apologize to my children for having to but they know what they have, for having to endure that, and and I know it hurts them deeply.
Uh, in regards to the question, not sure. Not sure if it's possible. It sounds like a great idea. I actually remember that we used to have a swimming pool at Lincoln Park School, and it's not there anymore. And we had swimming for special needs students out there. It'd be wonderful to have for our middle school, but again, we'd have to check and see what the ins and outs are in regards to bringing it back. But it's something to be considered, Lewis. Linda, keep being the gracious and kind people that you are. Let me say something, guys. We don't pay people to hold up signs. But I hate the fact that individuals make inferences in remarks in regards to vendor money and oh this and that.
It's the second time that's been.
There's only so you can pay all the politiqueros you want. You can pay all the politiqueros you want to hold up signs. If that's what you want to do. That's more power to you guys. More power to you. It's not going to deter anyone out there. Some of the rudest people out there are the politiqueros, especially one for the solemn money thing.
You sound a little muffled. There you go.
My voice is leaving. Keep being gracious. So, what did the cops say as far as the next steps for the rest of the early voting campaign? Did they say y'all are good, or are they going to be monitoring the area? Uh, they stated that they were going to be monitoring the area in order to ensure the safety of people. And that's fine. We are not doing anything illegal. We're not doing anything petty. We're not doing anything that we shouldn't be doing. It's just a waste of their time. And it's a lot of bitter people. Minerva Peña and her dog, Lil Eddie, Denise, bitter, petty people. Coach Joe Rodriguez will be ASD. Your supporters love being part of the Cookie Revolution movement, and it shows. They'll forever cherish the memories of a great campaign. Encourage family and friends to go out and vote. Guys, right now we are in the middle of it all. Good point, Coach. In the middle of it all. To quote a big BIZ social studies specialist, the best way to fight negative people is to kill them with kindness. So unfortunate. Remember in November, Erasmo Frankie Carlos Viva and Coach Joe Rodriguez to BISD board. Well said, Coach. We voted for the Fabulous Five, Erasmo Frankie, Coach Carlos, and we went with Melo. Question. Isn't that gentleman compadre to Coach Chavez? If I'm not mistaken, wasn't he involved in the multi-million athletic equipment for BISD?
I can't hear you.
The question, isn't that gentleman compadre to Coach Chavez?
The gentleman that what about Coach Chavez? What?
You're a compadre to Coach Chavez.
I brought Coach Chavez down here, but he was an All-American football player, and anybody that played for him will tell you what he is. I don't need to defend him. He's the winningest coach. He's gone through three deep 5 times more than anybody else. So, and Coach, he's retired right now. Coach Chavez is retired happily. His wife retired also. Got a beautiful family. He watches his grandson, which is a great football player we lost. I don't, Coach Chavez is a great guy. I love him. He's like a brother to me. I'm not going to lie to anybody. And I don't need to defend what he's done for BISD. I mean, they gave him some money like they did every other high school. What do you want to do with it, Coach? He built the kids a weightlifting facility where they could work out, and they didn't have to go out in the whatever it rained and stuff like that for his kids. You got to remember. Let me tell you something. Not too many people know. Rivera High School is built in the smallest area of any 6A school in the state, and even 5A schools in the state. They got 24 acres of land. Other high schools like Veterans and Hanna, which are great schools, and they're privileged, they got 60 acres, anywhere from 55 to 60 acres. They have to go play baseball at the elementary school. They have to play softball at the elementary school. When they kick the soccer ball, it goes over and goes into the ditch, and they can't retrieve it. Hello.
And I have no clue or concept in regards to any athletic equipment deal. I don't recall anything about it during our meetings in regards to anyone having anything to do with you. But again, if someone has some information that wants to pass it on, please send it by. It's probably the money he owes him for child support. That's somebody else, I think. You sound you sound so far away. I apologize. My voice is fading away. By the time you know it, Bobby Loco will be holding a sign. If they're like this now, the damage is done. It's just don't see how you're all going to be able to work with them should Minerva or Eddie get elected. I hope not. That is where your help is greatly needed. We need to keep Minerva and little Eddie off that board. Little Eddie and Minerva say you're disrespectful. But how about them? They don't respect the teachers and staff when they are supposed to be serving, not the other way around. The issue is, Rolando, is that they're so used to dishing things out. They're so used to being top tier. They're so used to carrying a badge and a gun. They're so used to it that anytime someone opposes them and starts questioning anything that they do, oh, well, you're being a bully. You're being disrespectful. Shut up. Shut up. They are sitting on elected seats, except little Eddie. He's sitting on an appointed seat. But either way, it's a seat where you are entrusted to answer questions, to respond, to be transparent. They have not. To be ethical, they are not. To have an ounce of integrity, they do not. Minerva and little Eddie are the pettiest, insignificant little runts I have ever seen to serve this community because they serve themselves first. Coach Joe, if you are elected again, can you make a promise to attend the following within the first year in office? A school play at any high school, one choir concert, one band concert or pigskin, one dance recital. Can you please state your promise here and now? Thank you.
I will. I promise I will. You got to remember my brother-in-law who passed away, my dear brother-in-law. He was the band director, renowned band director throughout the state, and his 2 sons are band directors. One of them is at a school in Houston, in Austin, that produced 3 NFL quarterbacks. So he's been there for 20, 25 years. And so I love bantu, but I can't dance anymore as I did before. But I was invited to go with a band to Europe. I mean, me and my wife and I, and so there's nothing. Everybody has their own deal, and I admire the kids. Sure, I'll attend. I attend as much as I want to, except when Notre Dame is playing, of course. But um, you know, anyway, my two sons attended Notre Dame.
Thank you. I'll happily take quesadillas as payment. Erasmo Franklin Carlos 2020 week coming in November. Uh, Minerva, update your photo, vieja ratera. I don't know how y'all are still awake. I was only there for a couple of hours and ended up taking a nap. When I got home, y'all were there all day. I actually, afterwards, I went to perform a wedding in Matamoros and came back. And just in case, yeah, he needs a booster seat. Just in case anyone out there wants to say, well, Erasmo can't officiate a wedding in Matamoros. It was actually just ceremonial. The wedding was actually effected here in Brownsville, Texas. That's a fact check. Booster seat, my little Eddie. Yes. Let's see. Let's finish up the questions. They don't answer. I emailed them and nothing. Hello, fine gentlemen. Just woke up from a nap. What is that? App. I wish I knew what a nap was. Coach, with all due respect, we have better chances at soccer and have done better yet. It's never the spotlight. Can athletic director be soccer coaches? Football coaches can learn a thing or two.
I think I've done more than for soccer than any other athletic director in the state of Texas. We're known as a soccer capital of Texas. We've been we've won 4 state championships in 10 years and 4 times to the state big dance, which means the final four. So in 10 years we went there 8 times, won 4 times, and represented BISD 4 times. And our soccer kids are great. I just talked to one of them, Gino, who played in the 2014 national championship soccer team. That's a national championship. The only one that was selected by the nation. They were second, but the only one was a school out of Florida that recruits from all over the state of, all over the United States to come to their high school. So they're not even a high school; they're a professional high school. But Rivera won at that time, and then the first one won, I believe, was by, I want to say, Porter.
Yeah.
And Lopez won. Lopez, Rivera, and Porter's won 2. And I've been to all 4 finals.
Cool. Then we extend. Did we extend Chavez's contract as a coach?
No.
I do not know.
Coach Chavez got relieved, on Valentine's Day of 2018, and they got him off the campus. He worked his extra year of his contract at the school. Anyway, a school where troubled kids get in trouble and stuff, and he did a good job out there for a year and retired this year. He retired. He and his wife are retired, and they have a son that plays for Los Fresnos. Started as a sophomore, and he's a grandson of Tom's. Very beautiful kid.
Jaime was not there today. Good evening, Lone Ranger. Good to see you today. We have never produced an NFL player coming from BISD, so why not focus more on soccer, track, and swimming? I think one of the reasons I will say is that football is king in Texas. It's just it's something that I think soccer has taken a while to really mesh into society. While we've had football for a longer period of time, But again, with that said, guys, I love our soccer players out there. I was at every single game that I could be. A lot of the games were played on the same day, so it was kind of harder to go. I'm getting close to the microphone. It was getting harder, to be to different ones. But I've never missed a battle uh, for Southmost. I never missed a Pace Veterans game in soccer. But soccer is in, I would say, the baby stages here, the infancy stages here in the United States. But I agree. I love my soccer players. I love my soccer teams. I love my soccer coaches. Maybe they should just go away to another co-location, like Eddie, since you're watching. Maybe do that so you can get your own spotlight and inflate your ego. Not that anyone is going to see you. Sabi Chaparro, ooh, I had so much fun today. I really love you all. I lost count after the seventh card that dropped off footage. Yeah, me too. I could not count. Coach, with all due respect, we'll guarantee that you will focus on all students. Coach, with all due respect, will you guarantee that you will focus on all students and not just athletics?
We became an A school while I was on the board in 2018. We became an A school, which is top ranking. So you can't say I concentrate. I just feature those things because that's what our kids like. They're co-curricular and extracurricular. It's important because those things attract our kids and keep our kids. Remember, we're losing 1,000 kids a year to charter schools. So we have to provide the things that they like, including a fine arts program. That's why we were well on our way to developing that, when they put an extraordinary amount of money against my reelection, and that's fine.
Good job. Coach, last words.
Again, I want to thank the people that take time. I want to thank AOB for selecting us as their members to be chosen for the school board. I want to thank all the citizens of Brownsville, the great citizens of Brownsville. We're there to help you. We're there to pull us out of this deal. The one advice I have is to check your young children. Be there for them, and they're the ones growing up. They're the ones that haven't. You're an adult already. Give them a chance to develop their way, and let's be there for them at all times. They're scared and apprehensive, and the wives are scared, and the teachers are scared. So let's develop a program that they'll be safe and they'll be happy and be proud of, and that's what we're all there for. I mean, we don't need to fight each other. We don't, we're a community. We're the biggest here in South Texas, the biggest budget south of San Antonio. Let's use it correctly and for our kids so our community will be proud of us. That's all. And we got some good people running. Frankie's the rising star. I love you, Frankie. I want you to know that.
Frankie, last words.
I appreciate that, Coach. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, speaking about soccer, tomorrow we'll be having Shannon Perez, an athlete from Homer Hanna High School. She was a soccer player and a cross-country athlete. She received a scholarship at TLU, Texas Lutheran University, for soccer. So I'll be having her on as a guest tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Please tune in and support this amazing young lady. It's going to be great to hear her story, how she's dealing with this COVID issue, what her expectations are for her collegiate career as an athlete, as a student. So please tune in tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Catch me on my Facebook page, Olivo Frankie, campaign page, Frankie Olivo for Place 2 for BISD, and my YouTube, Sports Talk with Frankie Olivo. And please subscribe. I'm trying to build up my YouTube page for content, guys. So I'm excited for tomorrow's show. Everyone is invited to tune in. again, we've had an amazing week of early voting, day 5. I'm so excited. I really am. I've had an unbelievable experience. Once again, we formed an amazing bond. We have had great experiences. I have gained like 5 pounds, probably even more. I'm just being modest. I'm having so much fun. I really am. I'm convinced that this community wants change, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. Thank you once again to AOBE for the endorsement. November cannot get here any quicker. Thank you so much, guys, for your time, your patience, and your love. See you tomorrow at 11 a.m. for Sports Talk.
Guys, have a great rest of the evening. It is late, and some of us are a little bit extra tired. Tomorrow, we will not be at the polls, so I don't know who little Eddie and Minerva are going to call the cops on tomorrow. So, have fun, guys. Tomorrow is worship day. It's time off day, but we will be here. It's the tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, a Hannah student who is wanting to have a platform to speak her mind and speak her opinion and speak her take will be on tomorrow. So we'll see what the student's perspective is. Hannah Senior will be on tomorrow. I agree, Coach Rodriguez. Let's keep moving forward. I enjoyed watching Erasmus live feeds from the library. He motivates the community to go out and vote, and I'll continue to do that. And again, guys, a friend of mine sent me Erasmo for my list of 60, now 91. I have 67 that have already gone to vote. So, guys, that's what it takes. That's what you have to do. You have to get a list of 100 people, 50 people that you can take to the polls that you can guarantee will be at the polls. So please, guys, have a great evening. Stay safe. Be good to each other, and please continue to be good to me. God bless.